Welcome back to another KCBL battle. As we are this time, this is our week 6 battle, or essentially the last or final week 7 battle, or however you want to call it. So this is the last battle. We'll call it that. We'll call it the final battle. No, you know what? That's not. Maybe we shouldn't call it the final battle because of obvious reasons. So yeah. So regarding this game, um, we were supposed to battle Mav like a while ago, let's say like a week or two ago, but given with some stuff that came up on his end, like we weren't able to battle or schedule one during that time. I wanted to battle Mav, so I kind of wanted to have time to like since I already had a team built, so I was like, I'll just wait for Mav. Alright, just see what happens. I didn't want to like end it off the season off like this, so yeah. So our battles, we were able to wait until like the very end. In this case, so in the meantime, I did do my week 7 battle with Ember. So you can check out that video if you like. So for this game, I was very like pretty much thinking about what I was gonna bring because in a way, this game I could just do whatever the hell I want. I could go full try hard, or I could just go meme. But then again, this game kind of matters to Mav in a sense, so I don't want to do that. So yeah. So I'm just gonna go however I feel, just regular, just battle. But yeah. For this game, I realized that Kartana is a huge threat, as well as Snorlax, and I had 2 countermeasures for that. And obviously you see the girders, so return from week 2, so yeah. We have our pretty much somewhat standardish team now with Latias, Crocodile, Flordris, Heatran, and Manaphy. So Latias this week actually has Defog, and Crocodile is Choice Scarf because apparently Mav doesn't have a ground resist. So it's gonna be lovely to spam Earthquake. His only other ground resist was actually the Chimecho, which we do have knockoff and other mons for that. So. Then we also have Girder, which is a Violet, which is especially bulky because I thought he was going to bring Kyurem, or regular form Kyurem, but I thought the Kyurem B, and I was absolutely terrified of Kyurem because Kyurem would have could just punch holes, and I had to blink. And that's the only reason why I brought Florges, by the way. Like, I was going to bring something like even like Scyther or Rhyperior, but like not Rhyperior, but like Rotom. But I just felt like, yeah, Rotom, Rotom cut just auto lose to fucking Kyurem all the time. So yeah, so I had to bring Florges there. It has some good Spadef. So and then we have Heatran with Rocks, Taunt, Bob Plume, and Earth Power for Toxapex, which he didn't bring. So that's unfortunate. But at least we have Rocks. I was debating on putting up Rocks on Crook or Heatran, but I felt Heatran it would be easier to set it in. So last we have our Psychic Scald Manaphy, which is just there to take on Pex better. The Pex was the only thing stopping him, so from sweeping Manaphy. It's still Pex was the only mon that prevents me from sweeping with Manaphy, aside maybe Kartana and Raikou. I had a feeling he was gonna bring either or both. So for this game, I decided, you know what? I felt that this team was overall good enough, or competent enough to like bring. So yeah. So let's just get into it. Boop, 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 boop. I don't know why did that happen. So this is what happens when you like try to use the anonymous thing and use anonymous showdown, and then just to like load up your teams anonymously. Not anonymously, but like if you're doing like a showdown like review of something, you don't want to show your old teams. Like, and then on a different like I'm not gonna talk about that, but that's pretty much what I think is suspectable. So yeah. So I lead off with Heatran, and he leads off with Copycat the Bennett, and I'm like, I'm gonna just spam Lava Plumes, and he knows I already have Agua Berry, so if he has Taunt or Knockoff, then like he was gonna go for it, but he goes for Taunt, and I go for Lava Plume reading this. because I don't want him to like just get up hazards for free like that, or like maintain them as well as he can. So yeah. Um. So for this time, I decide, you know what? I might as well just go for another one. And he goes for Beef Jones Snorlax, which I have plenty memories of, so that's pretty lovely and pretty nice. And Beef Jones, the Snorlax, just switches in. And I'm very suspected about the damage because it just takes it very nice. It doesn't take it as well as I hope. Especially the fact that it may or may not have lefties, so I'm already suspecting this has that one move, like Recycle. And this might be like a 50% berry, so if I could just knock it out the item there, or just make it useless with taunt pressure, then that's you good. So yeah, I switch out to Girder to scout the Earthquake, and he reveals Body Slam, and I'm like, alright, that's fine. I'm okay with this. And I go for a knockoff of my own. And to be honest, I should have just went for knockoff again repeatedly against this guy, because I honestly think he should have. I would have been able to beat this thing 1v1 with the Girder, but I felt that losing knockout of the Eviolite, or this thing having like say Destiny Bomb, would have been annoying. So the fact that this thing has Prankster with potential Destiny Bomb is a really annoyance huge. So here I decide, you know what, I might as well just play it safe and go back to Heatran. And he goes for Pain Split, which is pretty fair on his end. And I decide, you know what, he goes for Taunt, and I'm going to go for another Lava Plume. I don't get the burn this time, so it's fortunate. But he goes to Mono here. And I go for a Lava Plume, and but you know what, I got the burn. It does a lot of damage on the special side, which is very curious, because I think this thing might be fully physical, so... it does way too much damage, so I'm like, yeah, this actually might be physical, Hippo, so... so I go to Blue Regards, and he goes for Rocks. I think he wanted to, like, set up them up ASAP, and since I couldn't set up Rocks myself, so yeah. Here I decide, this is pretty much a turn I regret. He goes for Skullet here, and I'm pretty much suspecting he either went for Roost, or, like, Slack Off, or even, like, Whirlwind to prevent me from setting up, so yeah. So pretty much he wanted to get me to get that kill, so get Kartana down. Oh yeah, and by the way, that kill pretty much ensures playoffs, or that I'm the #1 ranked team, so yeah. There's that. So alright, enough of the gloating, so we have this Origami, the Kartana here, and we're now facing our worst enemy. So here I decided to switch out the Girder, and he reads this perfectly and goes for knockoff, because he knows that either I switch into something like Heatran or he's gonna remove my item, so yeah. Here I go for Drain Punch, but unfortunately he switches into the thing with the Banette here. And at this point I'm like, alright, I'm losing a lot of HP, so I really need to like start doing some stuff, so yeah. I go for a Lava Plume here, and I do get another burn, so yeah. That's another burn in a row, I guess. 2 burns in a row, yeah. However, this is a problem because I'm very low at HP to where Earthquake could kill me, so yeah. One thing I wanted to do, and I really want to pause here, was I wanted to scout for the potential of Roost, or not Roost, but like Rest, because if he is Rest Snorlax, this could be a problem, because I don't want him to set up for free, and I want him to have the burn because he doesn't have Facade, and with Facade, with regular Body Slam, I could just set up on this with Manaphy, go with a sub, and at the very least I kill something on his team. That's pretty much my plan. Like, have this thing burned where Manaphy can set up and pretty much potentially kill 1 or 2 or even sweep his team. So yeah, at worst I'd probably get like 2, maybe the Slax and maybe something else like Banette or Romatis, but I think he would save Kartana and Raikou for the end game. So yeah. However, here I go for rocks because I want to see what he. I want to get the rocks up, and I think he would go for body slam at this point. So, and he gets a crit, which doesn't really matter. And here is the big turn where, here's the big turn where like I decide, okay, this guy is gonna prop. If this guy has recycle, he's gonna attempt to recycle now. So I decide, I'm gonna stay in again and go for taunt, so that way I can waste his recycle. But apparently he doesn't have Gluttony, or it doesn't activate the berry. So since it would have gone off or would have popped, maybe he does have it, but it just activates at 25%. But yeah, so Snorlax here is doing okay here. It's just that um, it's just that like I don't know what's going on now. Like I have no idea what's going on. So regarding this Snorlax set, so I'm debating on. I have two choices. As you see, I made the choice to switch it to Manaphy, and the reason why I did that was because my initial plan. I just felt like going with my initial plan here was to go into like blue, the Manaphy, attempt to set up while he's taunted, hope that I don't get paralyzed, don't get paralyzed in the process, and attempt to sweep. Get a sub up, get a +2 or +1. Sub +1 is fine, or sub +2 is okay, and just attempt to break his team. However, honestly, uh, I should have just let Heatran just go down. I should have just let Heatran just go down because, to be honest, Heatran wasn't doing much for me this whole game, and I don't have Flash Cannon for Aromatisse, so there's no way I'm breaking Aromatisse. Unless I get Lava Plume burns, and he decides to try to heal them off with burns and whatnot. Heal bells. Like the only way I beat Aromatisse is if I have to, it involves Florges in that situation. So because I do have Toxic. So, but it's a long. That whole process is long and gritty. So, but as you'll see, he goes for Body Slam, and he gets a paralysis, and this pretty much changes a lot of the momentum to his favor. And here's why. This pretty much makes it to where I can't switch out, or I could switch out. I could activate my barrier with Heatran, but I still don't know whether it has. I still don't know whether it has. What do you call it? Um, that one item, the oh, no, that one, not item, but the rest, the one move rest. So obviously, going to Girder is out of the question because I don't want to lose it this early. So, and Latias and Crocodile are pretty much at. If I throw that's like throwing. So yeah. And Florges, the thing with Florges is that I could go to Florges right now and cure Manaphy's paralysis, but I felt that Manaphy at this point in the game was very far too important for this matchup. It was far too important to keep, or not too. It was like it's kind of weird to say this, but like I wanted to keep every one of my mons. I felt Heatran was important because it helped me with the at least get the burn on the Kartana because I do have Flame Body, and if I need to get a Flame Body burn, then Kartana is like the one Pokemon I needed to get it on. I also have Florges here, but the thing is with Florges is that I can't switch it in, not because like I fear the paralysis and I could cure Manaphy. It's just that um he's gonna get a lot more momentum. He's gonna rest up. He's gonna have the time to rest, have the time to do whatever he needs to do. So yeah. And I realized if he's gonna do all that stuff, I might as well try. And this is where I make a huge ass mistake. As I try to set up on this guy. And of course, Body Slam's not gonna bring my sub. However, I get paralyzed, and honestly, he goes for rest, and this pretty much shifts his momentum in his favor, and he also reveals Lumberry, and this pretty much, as you can see, this almost goes downhill, by the way. So I go for Tail Glow, and he goes for Curse, and now I know, oh shit, this is regular Snorlax, and I get paralyzed again, get body slammed, and I go for Scald, I get some damage, and I'm like, oh, this is special defensive, so yeah. And Heatran just switches in, and I'm like, okay, alright, alright, I just made a huge ass mistake. I should have just kept Tran in and just scouted for fucking EQ or like, because if he either had EQ or Crunch for either Cofagrigus or EQ for Heatran. So yeah, so I go for Lava Plumes here, and I'm like, all right, I'm a little bit annoyed in this situation. So I keep going for Lava Plumes, and just I'm doing a lot more damage than usual. And I go for Taunt here, and he goes for Crunch. And by the way, since I'm Flame Body 5 times, by the way, I should have got a burn on that Snorlax. So now this game actually comes down to a roll. It actually comes down to a roll. If I don't get this roll, this game can just go to shit really quickly. So for me, so I have to get the roll with the Drain Punch. So otherwise he's gonna go for the rest. So I go for Drain Punch, and I'm able to recover off against the Snorlax. So yeah, and that's huge in my. That's practically huge. So he goes into the Banette here, and I'm like, ah, crap, I don't even know what this thing's gonna do. So, um, so Banette here is just licking its have its hands there, just licking its fingers, hands, or I don't know what to call it. So it has, I definitely know it has Shadow Claw just for Latias and Taunt and Pain Split. So I don't know what the last move might be. Destiny Bond. Um, so I don't know if he could try to beat me, or he could beat me 1v1 in no sense. So he goes into I go into Florges as he goes for Pain Split, and he just gets some recovery here. So here I decide to just go for the Moonblast as he goes for Gunk Shot. That's the last move he has. So I'm like, ah, great. I could have beat it with Girder. So here I go for Latias, and I'm like, I'm not playing around now. At this point, I know that this situation just went from bad to worse because I just lost Florges. Probably my second best answer, or my best answer to Aromatisse, as well as maybe Kartana if it doesn't have a Smart Strike or whatever to call it. Because Florges does have a lot of well, it has low defense. It has enough special attack to just knock it out with like a Moonblast if it's with prior damage. So Moonblast is a 2-shot. So here, oh, okay. Let me just pause that or just go back. You guys saw what I did. So here, this is pretty much another thing that happens. So here I switch out because one, I know this Raikou. First of all, I'm gonna just be honest here. Since I have not seen any Z moves from him, very likely this guy, either Kartana or Raikou, has it. And the way he brought Raikou in, it's just pretty weird because one, like, either you outspeed me, which is really possible, and really possible he just outspeeds me and just goes for the nerd Z move, or he just goes for Volt. So my best play here is to always switch out to Crocodile because I know he's gonna try to bait me out or something. I don't know. So I go into Crocodile because I felt that he was gonna go for either a Volt Switch or like Shadow Ball. As he goes for a Z move, he goes for Never Ending Nightmare, and it doesn't do anything. So yeah, that's cool. So I lose about a third of my HP, but that's whatever. So here he switches out as he goes to Kartana, and I just go for Earthquake, and I do like over 50%. So because I'm adamant, so that and the rocks, that's just helpful. So and it puts it within range of another Earthquake. So yeah. Now this is pretty much the moment of truth. Like this game is literally just comes down to whether or not this Kartana is scarfed. So if he scarfed Kartana, then the game's over. Really, the game's over and he wins. But even then, the aromates could be a problem. So yeah, like for me. So, but and then again, if I could get a +1 with Crocodile, then this game just becomes more interesting because then it comes down to a roll with aromates versus Latias if I get like an earthquake +1 earthquake off. So here, all I know is that there's no other. I have to just go for earthquake because that's my only other play. And yeah, I knock him out. He's not scarfed, and I'm +1, so that's huge. So, but still, we're not out of the woods yet. We still have to deal with this aromates. Like for all I care, this thing could have trick room. It could just sweep me. Like he got rid of all the but Mav got rid of all the mons that dealt with aromates, so this could easily just sweep me with like some weird ass trick room set. So um given his team is already slow, so yeah. So in this situation, I decide, you know what, I'm +1, so I'm just gonna go for earthquake. And it does so much damage with that. So he just takes like 77 or like 78% damage, and that just puts me in a situation where um um Lanias can just knock it out with Psyshock. Because given that Earthquake already did that much damage, I suspect this thing doesn't have the the Psyshock as well, or not the Psyshock, but the physical defense to take a Psyshock. So yeah, I go for Psyshock, and I just knock out like Aromates, and now it's Raikou versus Girder plus Latias. So now I have to know. Now it comes down to whether Raikou can actually knock me out with Shadow Ball. So there's also a good chance he could be Rash Nature, so I could just outspeed him right now. So he outspeeds me, so he's not Rash. So and he gets a Death Drop. I go for Psyshock, and just so you know it, it's within range of Mach Punch, as long as he doesn't put any defense EVs in it. So, Raikou, like with the damage there, it's within range of Mach Punch. So, or like a roll in my favor, heavily in my favor. So yeah, so Maki goes down to another Shadow Ball. Special defense drop didn't matter there. So yeah, as we go into Flex Sun, the Girder, and we just go for the Mach Punch, and that is good game to Mav. So yeah, and even if Mach Punch failed to kill, he has to go for like either Thunderbolt or even extra sensory just to knock me out. So yeah. But anyways, we beat Mav, so um, that's pretty much like I think that was like the closest that in which he came closest to like beating me. So it did came off of like paralysis. So and I just felt that like even though I have won games with paralysis, is like like this one was like, yeah, this is a taste of my own medicine. So, but this time it just kind of like it was in a very critical part of the battle where just like the momentum just shifted in from my favor to his favor completely. So, and I was just literally playing around, like literally, um, like the fact that he revealed he had Gunk Shot for the last moves for his. I know he had it for like other fairy types, like for Tapu Fini for that other guy, but like I honestly suspect he had Destiny Bond because there's just no other way. Like I always like not no other way, but like there's no reason to run it, not to run it because it's a good option 1 for 1. So yeah, and even then I could play around with it. So it's just a bunch of mind games there. So, but yeah, I think had I stayed in with Snorlax, I probably would have just like this game would have been a hell of a lot easier because Snorlax gets worn down, then he's forced into Aromates, and I just get up rocks. I just keep Lava Pluming. I don't, and the thing is, yes, Aromates will be annoying to deal with, but at the same time, Snorlax will be weakened as well, to the point where hopefully a Moonblast from like Florges or even like Crocodile or Girder could just knock it out. So then I could just start beating down the core of his team. I just like the whole point. The plan there was just to weaken his team enough to where Crocodile with Scarf could just outspeed everything and just OHKO his team. So yeah. Um. So like that was a really excellent game on Mav's end. Like he pretty much came closest aside maybe Kevin and Blue from like beating me. So um I think like I probably had a better end game. So it just really depended on the move sets in that situation. Like with Kevin, I think he had like like we won a roll that was in our favor. And Blue, it just came down to whether he switched it or not. So yeah. So now for KCBL we are now 7-0. So that's pretty good. I guess you could call it that. So um this is already a long ass video as is, so um with the 26 minutes. So um there's one last thing. There's a couple things I want to say, but I'll say it right now. So for playoffs, the way I'm gonna do it is that I'm just gonna have the battles up by the time I finish battling them, or like the within like the Friday, Saturday, or Sunday of that week. I might do like a team builder. I might keyword might do a team builder for playoffs. I don't know, because given the fact that there is a good chance, there's a strong chance I either battle Kevin or Visker guy. Like, well, then again, they already know my teams, and I know their teams backwards and forwards. So yeah, um, like, it just comes down to how I play against how I play around that stuff. So, so yeah, we're 7-0, and for playoffs, we're probably gonna have like a team builder and a recap, a team builder, like the battle and recap. So there's only gonna be two, like one or two like playoff battles in a sense. Like I mean, like my opponents could beat me easily if they want to. So um, if they do, then props to them. So but yeah, going to like just have like a team builder just to discuss my plans against them. So of course not now, because I don't even know who like the results of that game, and not even like, and then not even that, we don't even know the playoff matches. So I just have this. I'm gonna have this up. But by the time you guys are watching, we might already know who's battling who. So yeah. So um yeah. And if we do make it to finals again, we're probably just I'll probably do the same thing with team builder and then like a video. And the last thing I'll do is I'll do a recap of everything about the league. So yeah. So I guess that's all. That's it for the regular season for the KCBL. So we go 7-0, and that's it. So hope you guys enjoyed, and see ya.